Karolina Zbytniewska is a Polish journalist who is editor-in-chief of Focus Europe.pl, a Polish media for European affairs and European topics. Mm-hmm. She was attending a very interesting journalistic professional conference at the CU here in Budapest. You had very interesting thoughts about how the media system is working, especially how the European founded journalistic projects and the interest of the broader masses are not meeting each other properly because there are different settings of the European media financing and of the broader interest. Can you declare this very interesting situation and also your ideas? How could the European topics and European issues brought closer to the general audience?
So I take part in several European Union funded projects. Their mission is to support democracy via and research via different projects, and their aim is, for example, to communicate European affairs to the citizens, so that citizens of Europe were aware of what European Union, European politics, European Union member states are all about. And it's actually at the same time the mission of my medium, which is focuseurope.pl. However, in implementing this mission, I have a feeling that although it's a huge support for the media, what I mentioned, at the same time, disproportionate amount of funds is going for, in my view, irrational targets. I mean, usually in European projects, be it Horizon projects, be it communication projects, so a large amount of projects, usually there is a must of creating a new platform usually in English, so that it's a building block, I would imagine, for a potential European public sphere, which, as we see, it's very slowly coming to life, if at all. However, at the same time, it's money that otherwise would be spent better, in my view, in supporting of independent journalism and not supporting new, in a way, competing platforms that we, the journalists, need to set up. So imagine, there are different media in different countries. They collaborate together and they strive for funds for their existence because they are a mission-driven media platforms, and they win a project from which they get money, and they need to earmark a huge amount of this money to set up a new website that actually they also need to fund the promotion of. So instead of spending this money on themselves, they need to set up a new medium that has really little to no chance of surviving because it's in English and it's just being done to make the project happen. That's the only reason for it. So in terms of funding the journalists, it's funding a new platforms that are destined to die. So this is my take on the projects as they are at the moment. I understand it's mission driven, that it's idealistic, not realistic. However, I don't believe in this kind of naivety that is being presented. At the same time, we still fight for these projects because they are still very supporting at the times of lowering funds for the media, of the journalists that have to actually compete for attention and therefore also for funds with AI, with automated content, and also with social media platforms and politicians that are creating content and making available direct engagement of citizens with politicians themselves.
How is the situation of the Polish media currently? How independent is the public service radio and TV? And how many people are listening to it? And how are the private media platforms like the left liberal Gazeta Wyborcza or the right one Gazeta Polska or other ones, and how is generally the situation of the Polish press, and how can independent journalists work in this media setting?
Okay, so that's a very broad question. However, the answer is similar as it would be in many other liberal democracies. So our media landscape is very fragmented, which translates into smaller numbers of media audiences for each different platform. So as I had a look, the public television, not without the radio, public television has altogether, all its channels, around 6% of Polish citizens. Usually these are not all of them, because I also watch, for example, from time to time, and I know that younger people too, but it's rather through the arms of their parents and grandparents, especially grandparents. As far as the demographic is concerned, predominantly public television is being watched by elderly generations at the moment. So in terms of quality media, traditional quality media, like for example Gazeta Wyborcza, Rzeczpospolita, the weeklies, their readership, their circulation is going down, like in other countries. So now the business model is actually, we see it every single year. So actually many journalists are being let go. Every year there are massive the media teams are diminishing. They're more and more limited. Some medias have to get closed. So this is the reality. There is too little money, and many very basic activities of journalism, like not creative, non-in-depth journalism, is actually being able to be taken away for the automated content production, and it's also happening in Poland.
How is the situation of Radio Jedynka, which has lots of frequencies and has a broad possibility of broadcast? Is it listened to like before or not anymore?
No, as I said, there is a huge fragmentation, and public media are being usually also consumed. Also the radio is being listened to by more elderly generations, and you just mentioned just one first channel of the Polish radio out of many, so it's not a huge audience, although it's a loyal audience, and audience that is also not getting younger every year. It's of course the quality, but more sentimental content. There is news, there is everything. However, what is important from the Polish context, Jedynka and generally public media are kind of a symbol of unfinished recapturing of the media, because there was this media and liberal democracy capture by the government of Law and Justice when they were in power for 8 years. So later on, Donald Tusk and the civic coalition that came back to power in 2023, they promised bringing back the liberal media, the free media. However, the process just started but is unended. So now all the public media are actually named legally, they are in liquidation. So we don't have, so the public television company is now public television, Polish television in liquidation. All the radio stations of public radio are Polish radio in liquidation, and actually the heads of them are not chief editors or anything else, they are liquidators. It's very funny, but also it's very sad at the moment, at the same time, because actually many decisions are being blocked, of course, by the presidential side. Our president is vetoing many very constructive, not only partisan, but also some constructive bills, including that. However, we don't see enough activity from the part of government, because there are many things that can be done without president's agreement. There are many things that just can, or many things that they can propose, and maybe they will be vetoed, but maybe not. We don't see enough activity from the side of government of really being trying.
How you see the near future of the Polish media?
I'm quite pessimistic in general. We see that there is an asymmetrical playing field. The asymmetry is not so much being created by the politicians, that irresponsibility, the lack of leadership and lack of statesmen, which is going on all around the place. The problem is the infrastructure that is now being provided by the big techs, that the so-called tech pros. So actually they are providing this social media, which now become the media infrastructure. They are actually automatically curating the content that we, the people, are following. Not only curating this content, they are also creating it, they are editing it, they are doing everything. And we, the journalists, need to compete with billions of dollars budgets of big tech, who also has a nice access to the White House. At the same time, they have not enough liability so far. So this is, on the one side, they are setting the stage where we need to compete and play. At the same time, we are competing with the politicians who are actively using the infrastructures provided by the big tech, so TikTok, Facebook, and so on, in order to provide feelings and emotions, usually negative emotions, to the people who can directly read what the politician is providing on their accounts in the social media. So this direct engagement with politicians and not media and not journalists. This is the reality now, and I don't see it's going in the right direction. The European Union is trying to do something about it. It's doing something about it. It's providing a little bit more reliability for big techs, but it's too little, too late, too little, too late.
Thanks for the talk.